Have you ever wondered why some people seem impervious to the chaos around them? Why others crumble beneath challenges that these individuals seem to simply absorb and transcend? In a world ruled by perception, the illusion of strength often carries more weight than strength itself. This is not cynicism, it's strategy. The Romans understood it. Machiavelli codified it, and now we'll explore it together. Law 1. Project strength, not weakness. When the wolves circle, they look for limping prey. Our social landscapes operate with the same primal instinct. Weakness, once displayed, becomes an invitation for exploitation. Let's be clear. I'm not advocating for toxic masculinity or emotional suppression. What I'm suggesting is far more nuanced. The strength I speak of isn't about flexing power or raising your voice. It's about the quiet dignity of self-possession. It's about maintaining composure when everyone else is losing theirs. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, be like the cliff against which the waves continually break. It stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. Your stillness becomes your shield in a world of reactive chaos. The illusion of control isn't vanity, it's security. When you appear unshaken, potential adversaries recalculate the cost of challenging you. They wonder what resources, what mental fortitude, what connections you must possess to remain so composed while they feel the ground shifting beneath their feet. Remember this, you don't owe anyone your scars. Vulnerability has its place with trusted confidants in controlled environments. But in competitive spaces, your wounds are information that others will use to map your weaknesses. Seneca put it perfectly. Nothing to my way of thinking is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. Your capacity to maintain equilibrium isn't just personal discipline, it's a subtle demonstration of power. Law 2. Let silence become your armor. We live in a culture that rewards noise, constant sharing, performative outrage, immediate reactions, yet power has always resided in the spaces between words. When you speak less, several things happen simultaneously. You reveal less of yourself, giving others fewer angles of attack. You force those around you to fill the silence, often revealing their own insecurities and intentions. You create an aura of mystery that demands others' attention without you having to ask for it. The one who withholds becomes a force to be reckoned with. Information becomes currency, and you become its banker, dispensing only what serves your purpose when it serves your purpose. Epictetus counseled, let silence be your general rule, or say only what is necessary and in few words. This isn't about retreat, it's about presence without performance. It's understanding that every word you speak is a choice, and choices reveal priorities. Silence isn't about retreat, it's about presence without performance. It's the confidence to know that your value doesn't depend on constant validation through speech. It's recognizing that the most powerful person in any room is rarely the loudest. Your silence isn't weakness, it's armor, protecting your thoughts until they're ready to be wielded with precision. Law 3. Control emotion to preserve power. Every display of unchecked emotion is a vulnerability that others can exploit. Anger reveals what provokes you. Excessive joy reveals what you desire. Fear reveals what threatens you. Each emotional outburst is a map of your pressure points that you hand to potential adversaries. This isn't about becoming an emotionless automaton, it's about cultivating emotional sovereignty, the ability to experience your feelings without being governed by them. It's about strength that doesn't roar but refuses to flinch. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you master emotional restraint, you develop an immunity to manipulation. The person who cannot be provoked cannot be controlled. Power is not in expression, it's in restraint. When others are reactive, your composure becomes comparative strength. When they escalate, your calm becomes an unsettling force. Become unreadable, not cold, not closed, just composed. The most dangerous man in the room is not the one who speaks loudly, but the one whose silence says everything. Law 4. Always choose respect, not approval. There's a profound difference between being liked and being respected. Approval feels good in the moment, but dissolves quickly. Respect endures and compounds. Those who chase approval make compromises. They bend principles for temporary comfort. They reveal too much in attempts to be relatable. They change positions based on the room they're in. And in doing so, they sacrifice long-term power for short-term comfort. Understand the difference between popularity and presence. The popular figure is consumed. The respected figure is consulted. The former entertains. The latter influences. The former is disposable. The latter is essential. Epictetus advised, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid with regard to external things. Don't wish to be thought to know anything. And even if you appear to be somebody important to others, distrust yourself. This isn't false modesty, it's strategic humility that places substance over appearance. Machiavelli observed that perception shapes reality more than truth. Build your image like armor, not to deceive but to protect what matters. Reputation is not about applause, it is about alignment, the convergence of how you see yourself and how others experience you. Law 5. Act decisively and leave no openings. When action becomes necessary, execute with clarity and finality. Hesitation signals doubt. Half measures invite resistance. Telegraphing intentions gives opponents time to prepare counterattacks. True strength is not in threat, but in timing. The wolf doesn't announce the hunt, it studies, calculates, and strikes with precision. When you must act, particularly in conflict, do so from a place of calculated necessity rather than emotional reactivity. The cleanest victory is the one that requires no repetition. When you act decisively, you close doors to continued conflict. You make the cost of challenging you again too high to consider. You create finality where others create ongoing drama. The Stoics understood this principle well. Never act under the rule of passion. Act under the rule of reason. Emotion might prompt action, but strategy must guide it. This is how you preserve resources, minimize exposure, and maintain the upper hand. Law 6. Win the battle within. The battlefield no one sees is the one within. Before you can project strength outwardly, you must cultivate it internally. Before you can strategically use silence, you must be comfortable in it. Before you can control emotion in public, you must master it in private. This internal work isn't glamorous. It doesn't photograph well for social media. It happens in quiet moments of self-reflection, in disciplined adherence to principles when no one is watching, in the daily practice of aligning thought with action. The Stoics and Machiavelli, despite their differences, would agree on this. External victory begins with internal mastery. The person who hasn't conquered themselves will always be vulnerable to those who have. Becoming untouchable isn't about perfection or coldness. It's about emotional sovereignty. It's about strategic restraint. It's about disciplined self-presentation in a world that would prefer you expose every vulnerability. Power is cultivated through restraint, forged in solitude and guarded with silence. It comes not from dominating others, but from becoming indomitable yourself. The question isn't whether you'll face challenges or opposition. You will. The question is whether you'll face them as someone who can be easily read, manipulated, and undermined, or as someone who has mastered the art of being present yet impenetrable? The choice, as always, is yours. If this spoke to something inside you, subscribe and leave a comment telling us what you learnt. See you in the next chapter.